Everyone, this is your market update for the Phoenix metro area for this week. I wanted to make a quick announcement to people who've been watching the channel. Chuck and I, my dad, have been focusing on the entire Phoenix metro area up to this point, but we've decided to make a shift and focus on the East Valley. When I say East Valley, I'm talking about Chandler, Gilbert, Mesa, and Queen Creek. The reason I say that is we do business all over the valley here. We do know the area very well. Our family's been in Arizona now for 5 generations, so we've been here a long time. In fact, we've been here longer than it was even a state. But there's a lot of other channels talking about the entire valley, and since we do most of our business in the East Valley, we've grown up here. Both Chuck and I went to East Valley high schools and just know the area really, really well. We wanted to focus on that for you. So we're going to be bringing you market updates every single week so that you can stay up to date on what's going on with the market in terms of where demand is at, where supply is at. When you mix those two together, does that put us into a buyer's market, a seller's market, and where are home prices going? Obviously, a lot's changing right now, and we want to keep you up to date. Media likes to sensationalize and hype everything. We've talked about that, but we want to rely on data to give you a better understanding of where things are at so that if you choose to stay in your home, buy a home, sell your home, you've got data to help you out and make a good decision. If you guys want more of this content, you have opinions on what we should include in here, please put in the comments below. And I'd love to have you leave a like on the video to let us know that you like this kind of content.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Let's start with what they call the market index. This is coming from the Cromford Report data gathering service here in the Phoenix metro area. Fantastic service that a lot of real estate professionals rely on. So in the Phoenix market, Phoenix the city, not the metro area, but the Phoenix city, the market index has a value of 100. Now quickly I want to explain, this gauge goes from 0 up to 350. A value of 100 is considered balanced. Really anything from 90 to 110 is balanced, okay? Anything in this green area here on this market index gauge would be considered a seller's market. So if you're in that green area, you're probably experiencing home appreciation. The further into the green you are, the higher the appreciation rate is. In the red part of this gauge here, you would be in a buyer's market and home prices are likely to be going down. The further red you are, the more prices are going down. And this market index is really just a combination of the supply index and the demand index together. And as you can see, for Phoenix, supply is at a value of 65 and demand is at a value of 65. So since those are equal, it's bringing the market index at a value of 100. So the city of Phoenix is very balanced right now in terms of buyers and sellers. All right, let's compare that to Chandler real quick. Chandler is at 88.5, so it is in a buyer's market. Comparing Chandler over to Gilbert, Gilbert is even more a buyer's market, but the interesting thing is, let's look at the demand part of that equation. Gilbert is at 56 for the demand index, and so is Chandler. Yet Gilbert is more of a buyer's market, and that is because of the supply part of Gilbert index. Gilbert is at 74 in supply, where Chandler is at 63. So there are more homes available to buy in in Gilbert right now than there are in Chandler. So if you're looking for a deal as a buyer right now, probably going to find a slightly better deal in Gilbert than you are in Chandler because you'll have more to choose from. Mesa is at still a balanced market. It is at 94, almost 95. And the demand index, what's interesting, is higher than both Chandler and Gilbert. And that's likely due to the fact that the median home price in Mesa is a bit lower than in the other two cities, and there's more homes there overall to choose from. And also the supply index for Mesa is right there in line with the demand, so it's getting more balanced. But supply in terms of Gilbert and Mesa right now are both fairly equal. It's just Gilbert's supply of homes is at a higher dollar value than Mesa, which is probably keeping Mesa's demand higher, like I said. Now, here's where it gets really fascinating. Queen Creek has a market index of 56.5. That is an insane buyer's market. Notice though, the demand for Queen Creek is not that far off of what Mesa's and Gilbert's, just Mesa's demand was. Okay, Mesa was 71 and Queen Creek is 70. Very similar, but Queen Creek's supply is through the roof. 123, and that's really pulling that down. So you can get a fantastic deal right now out in Queen Creek. Now let's switch over and look at the supply side of the equation represented by the active listings on the market. So homes that are currently for sale have not gone under contract. And this again is just the East Valley, and it's only looking at single family homes that are normal sales conditions, so not short sales, not bank owned, nothing like that, okay? I have 2018 through 2022 data on here just to get an idea. 2018 is the orange line, 2019 is the green line. Those would be more normalized pre-market years to look at, and this year being the red line. I wanted to compare those two together. Man, my voice is getting dry here. Hold on a minute. Gotta love Diet Dr. Pepper. Love to get a sponsor from them, by the way, if I could. Anyway, you can see that we have not only reached pre-pandemic normal supply levels of homes for sale, we have surpassed it in the East Valley. We are up at 3750 right now, which is quite the increase. And you can see that curve is growing at a pretty sharp rate. What I'm really taking away from this graph is it is starting to level off right now, which is a great thing to see. Now that could be a short-term trend. It could be seasonality starting to kick in. We are getting in the time of year where, parents don't want to take their kids out of school to move. They want to wait until later. So, likely for the rest of this year, seasonality alone would start to impact this to a degree. But we'll see what happens, and we'll see where this goes, and we'll see if this trend can continue. But it would be nice to push the brakes a little bit in terms of the number of homes coming on the market, because we want to keep things as stable as possible. No one wants to see a crash of any kind. So that's where we're at right now. One thing that's interesting is just the number of listings according to size of home. And that's what this graph here shows. So this is the total. And over here on the left, you can see the different colors and what they represent in terms of square footage sizes. Biggest thing to understand is that in the East Valley, homes over 3,000 square feet are these orange and yellow values. So actually, as a percentage, fairly small, maybe 20% or so of the overall total. And the vast majority of homes are going to be between 1,500 square feet and 3,000 square feet in the East Valley here. So an awful lot of options there to suit all kinds of situations, whether you're single, have roommates, or family. There's going to be a lot to cover for you in 1,500 to 3,000 square feet in those areas. That is supply. Let's go over to the demand side of the equation. This demand here, I know the lines are crazy. This is 2018 through 2022, and I'm sorry, the colors of the years change. I can't control that. The important years are 2018, 2019, orange and yellow, to see what kind of normal looks like. And then this year, 2022, is purple, okay? Obviously, we dropped off in the number of homes going under contract quite a bit more than those other years. And to explain, these are homes that were actively for sale, went under contract. So a buyer wrote up a contract, the seller accepted it, and they are waiting to close on that home. That's what this graph represents, okay? So obviously, we dropped off quite a bit, but the cool thing is, not only do we put in a little bit of a kind of a flat bottom there, we are actually starting to increase in terms of the number of listings going under contract, bringing us closer in line with where we were in pre-pandemic levels. This is largely due, of course, because more homes are coming on the market, and so you're naturally going to expect the number of homes going under contract to rise along with that number. But the higher we can see this number get, the closer we're going to be to normal levels. So this is a great thing to see. If you want to see that by price range, here is a graph to show that. And again, this is just the East Valley here. Here are the color keys and the graph itself, so you can pause and take a look at that if you like. All right, so now let's take demand and supply and put them together with what is called the contract ratio. The contract ratio is taking your pending listings under contract, divided by your active listings that are actively trying to get sold that are not sold yet. So pending divided by active listings multiplied by 100 to come up with a ratio. And this puts what the last several years have been like into perspective. This goes back to the beginning of 2018. And you can see here at these various levels, it tells you if you're in kind of a cool market, warm market, hot market, frenzied market, insane market, and maximum. And we actually hit the maximum level back in April of 2021. Just mind-blowingly crazy where it was. Because I can tell you, back in 2018 and 2019, it definitely was still a seller's market. Felt like actually a great seller's market. I could have remember, it going a bit more into a seller's market because I remember 2005 back here in our market. But it was still a pretty good market. 2020 hit, and oh my word, it just all the rules went out the window, and we just went crazy. And this, of course, pushed our median prices up like crazy. So people were just loving the appreciation they got. But what goes up must come down. And over 2021, it did start to come back down. And then we hit a high here again in March of this year at 347. So still quite high as a seller's market. But now, in the last several months, we have dropped so fast and are now at 39. Okay, so we are in still what is considered a cool to warm market. We'll see if the demand leveling off and the supply leveling off in the last two charts, what it will do to this. But right now, we are lower than we would like to be in terms of being balanced here in the East Valley. But I do think we are hopefully starting to put in a low based on what I'm seeing here. Lastly, want to show you the median price of homes here in the East Valley, Chandler, Gilbert, Mesa, and Queen Creek. People have been getting crazy appreciation since 2018, which is when this chart starts. Back then, it was basically $272,000 was the median home price then. And we are now had a high here on this chart of $560,000. Okay, so values obviously just skyrocketed through the roof, basically doubled. And we have come off of that high a little bit. We are now at $535,000, but it hasn't fallen off of a cliff. And because of the other data I've shown you already, we'll see where it goes. I don't think it's going to fall off a cliff, honestly. Rates are starting to stabilize. There are signs here in the data showing that we are beginning to stabilize, but time will tell. This could just be seasonality, but no matter what happens, we will be here to keep you updated all the way through. If you've liked what I shared with you today, please click the like button, let us know. We'll keep bringing this to you, like I said, every single week. If there's something I did not cover that you're curious about and want me to include in this going forward, please let me know. If something was confusing, we'd love to hear feedback. We want to make these as helpful and valuable for you guys as possible. If you have any plans to buy or sell a home or just want to talk real estate, feel free to reach out to us. Our contact information is in the description below. We love talking about this stuff. We love Arizona, and we certainly want to share everything we can about it with you guys. Thanks for watching.